we're talking to a lot of people on the BIFA red carpet about independent film. Would you agree with the notion that we're seeing many more stories, like diverse stories that we wouldn't have necessarily seen maybe 10, 15 years ago?
Okay, could you repeat the question, please?
Yeah, so we're seeing many more diverse films in terms of who's leading them and who's directing them and writing them. Would you say that that's a big improvement over what we've seen in the last 10, 15 years?
I would say so. I think there's definitely a moment happening right now in terms of different stories being told and different perspectives being given the opportunities to be seen on a wider scale. But I hope it's not just a moment. I hope it's something that continues and something that we continue to see more of, because, with the reception, I'll speak specifically for our film, The Last Tree, with the reception that it received, it's a film made on not a really big budget, and the reception that we've got from audiences and critics alike has been incredible, and I think shows that there's a market for these films and people want to see these stories, and not to say we're getting bored of the usual things, but the numbers don't lie. So hopefully, this I guess renaissance in a film is something that continues for a long time.
And there's something in your film in particular about finding identity and the clash of cultures and that sort of thing. That's really prevalent right now in particular, and I think that may be why your film has really caught on with audiences. Would you agree with that?
Wow, I think that's an interesting point, and I'm sure that many people have taken that viewpoint as well. What's interesting about our film is that it's set in the 2000s, so the late 90s/2000s, and so for it to still relate to what we're going through right now, maybe says something about our system or our government or us as a community and as a people, and things that we maybe thought we'd learnt from but haven't fully learnt from yet. So it's really cool that even though our film is set in a different time, it's still so relevant to what we're going through right now, and so I can completely understand why people have that viewpoint.
And finally, one last question: in your journey to get this film made, if you like, and your involvement in it, what was the most surprising element for you?
Wow, that's such a good question. I'd say probably the most surprising element was how much freedom I had in terms of telling the story and creating this character. So much was already on the page from what Charlotte had written, but to know that I also had the space to play and to really find things that I could also relate to within the character, to bring more truth and authenticity to it, I think that was probably the most surprising thing for me.
Thank you very much. Enjoy the night, man.
Thank you very much, John.
Cheers, man.
How you doing? John, how you doing?
Doing well, thanks, man. Yeah. Well done, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What does it mean to you, and what do you think it'll mean to people who are going to follow your career? How are they going to take it, do you think?
I mean, I guess, I don't know. I guess I'll ask my friends and family that have followed my career so far, I think with any sort of milestone, people are observing your journey, and the people that I've got in my life are always pushing me to keep going and to keep doing better and better. So I think right now we'll just enjoy this moment and celebrate, and hopefully more moments like this to come.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you, John.
Good.
Thank you.
Have a good night, man.
Cheers, you too.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey,